All right, we're going to call the meeting of the, if you're ready, call the meeting of the Wyomissing Zoning Hearing Board to order. We're here today to hear from, help me, Spiro Farillis. Thank you, sir. On behalf of his clients, Kenneth and Gina Divorcey, who are the owners of the property located at 1337 Reading Boulevard, and are requesting is a variance from section 404 area, yard, and height regulations from the Borough Wyomissing zoning ordinance. The property is located in the R1 low density residential district. Property measures 12,000 square feet and is conforming with the minimum lot size. The property is bordered by Reading Boulevard in the front, by an alley in the rear, and by residential parcels on both sides. The applicant proposes to place a 24 by 20 foot detached pavilion over a newly permitted stamped concrete patio grill area such that its location meets all required setback and installation requirements. Based on the proposed improvement plan submitted with the variance application, existing building coverage for the property is 3177 square feet, which correlates to a building coverage percentage of 26.5. As the maximum building coverage allowed in the R1 district is 25%, property is currently identified as existing non-conforming building coverage. With the addition of the proposed 480 square foot pavilion, building coverage on the lot would increase to 3657 for a new building coverage of 30.5%. Note here that the proposed building coverage of 32% shown on the submitted improvement plan initial design, and it does not represent the current state. The applicant is seeking relief to exceed the allowable building coverage of 25% by a total of 657 square feet or 5.5%. Okay. Since you probably don't know who we are, you know Michelle, I'm certain. You've worked with her. Najla Batish is a member of the Zoning Hearing Board. Robert Ullman is a member of the Zoning Hearing Board. Counsel is Dan Becker, and I'm David Rothwell, the chairman of the Zoning Hearing Board. Mr. Becker is going to tell you how we're going to do this today.
Good afternoon. Today, the burden of proof is yours as the applicant. So you have the opportunity now to present evidence and through documents, which we have some, and also your testimony. At the conclusion of your testimony, we'll have each of the board members will have the opportunity to ask you questions, as will members of the public, if there are any. I see there's only one person back there this afternoon. After all the testimony has been presented, the board will take a brief recess, go into executive session, and they will deliberate on your case. Typically, they will render an oral decision today. They have 45 days in which to do that, and they will render a written decision within that period of time. Do you have any questions about how we proceed today?
No.
If not, Mr. Chairman, turn it back to you. Can you swear?
Yes. You swear, and Michelle, please.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear this testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
The show is yours.
Okay, basically, we're looking at an existing house with a paver, existing paver yard that has become used, deteriorated, and so on. So they're looking to improve the area by removing all the pavers and then redoing the yard with stamped concrete to make it look more decorative, more functional, less maintenance. And in order to do that, to really have the complete use of the yard, we need to have some sort of covering to protect the sitting area of the clients. So we looked at either doing a pergola or a pavilion, and obviously a pavilion would be a little bit more practical to be able to use the space outside. It does get a lot of sun, a lot of weather, and so on. So we would actually be decreasing the amount of impervious area from where it is now to what we're proposing by a couple hundred square feet. So we feel we're making our footprint a little bit smaller, but yet again, we're trying to incorporate the yard so the divorcees could have a really usable yard to entertain for their family and friends. I guess the issue is the building coverage area, and even though our footprint on the existing non-conforming area is gonna be smaller, obviously we're looking to do a covered pavilion to complement that. So that's what we're looking at, is trying to get approval from you to allow us to put this pavilion and also the other new construction that they're suggesting to put in there, which we already have a permit issued by Craft Code for all the other work except for the freestanding pavilion.
You should show me in a little bit more detail how you're reducing things before you're increasing.
So just before you start,
Yes.
make sure I understand. So you're just decreasing the impervious coverage.
Correct.
Or you're increasing the building coverage.
Building coverage, because the pavilion would technically be considered part of the building coverage as opposed to just impervious area.
So if you can now respond to Mr. Roberts.
Yes, I can submit this if you want to take a look at it. It basically shows the breakdown of what we're removing and what we're adding to give us a net decrease in the impervious area, even though we're increasing the building coverage area.
Okay, let's mark this as applicant exhibit number 1. And is this the only copy you have, or do you have another copy?
Yeah, I have another copy.
No, I mean, if you want to refer, I just want to
Yes.
make sure that we have.
We have a
it.
copy.
All right, A1.
I'm sorry. So if you said you have a copy you can
Yes.
refer to? All right, let me share this one with the board so they can kind of follow along. If you have one other copy, we can just.
Let me see if I have another one. Yes, I do. Here.
So based upon A1, can you just explain?
Yes. This is the current area shown as pavers. We're removing the shed. I guess I'll go on the list of on the right side, it says remove. We're gonna remove a section of the blacktop driveway, which is gonna go back to grass. That'll give us a total square footage of 149 square feet. We're also going to get rid of the shed that's back there, and by removing that, that gives us a decrease of 49 square feet. And then there's a series of pavers that goes to the shed. We're gonna remove those, again, put that back to natural grass. That'll give us 50 square feet. And then we're reducing the walkway that goes from the back alleyway to the house by the width. And that's gonna reduce our square footage by 38 square feet. So the total pavers that we're reducing overall is gonna be a negative 426 square feet. And everything on the left is what we're actually adding, which is a pad for a pool spa of 17 feet 8 inches, which is 136 square feet. We're expanding the patio 7 foot by 26 feet for a total of 182 square feet. So we're adding 318 while deleting 426. So that gives us additional yard coverage of grass, basically of 110 square feet.
So that's the impervious coverage side.
Correct. And the pavilion that we're proposing that we'd like to get approval for would sit on the stamped concrete. So it wouldn't really add anything more except the percentage on the building coverage. And that's just an example of one that we constructed last year, and it'll look similar to that.
I think that's part of the application. We'll mark that as exhibit A2, which is just the photograph of a similar
Correct.
pavilion.
And all other conditions are met. There's no setback problem, there's no.
Yeah. Everything else as part of the renovations has been approved by Craft Code Services, including replacing the fence and putting new vinyl fence. All that is approved in the permit copy issued back in April.
Setback and separation. separation is from the main house, is that correct?
Correct. We're not gonna attach it to the house. It would be a freestanding structure right on top of the.
And that needs like 5 feet or something like that.
Correct.
Is that?
Correct.
Questions?
Well, I guess he should have known his original signature. Can't argue with that. I should say, did the job of that.
Thank you, thank you.
Mr. Becker? Well, we can't let them off. Okay, great. Mr. Jeddick, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
All right. Then let's do our legal housekeeping stuff.
Michelle, you've been sworn in capacity as the secretary for the Wyomissing zoning hearing board. What are your duties and responsibilities?
I prepared a public notice that was advertised in the Running Eagle on June 28th and July 5th of 2021. That same notice was posted on the subject property on June 24th of 2021 at approximately 8 a.m. and was mailed to all adjacent property owners within 300 feet of the subject property on June 23rd of 2021 at approximately 8 a.m.
And do you have a copy of those documents with you today?
I do.
The mark those as board exhibit number 1, and then evidence. Okay. As a secretary, do you have any other information for the board related to this project?
Only that after mailing out the public notice, Thomas Roberts, the owner of 1344 Reading Boulevard, did contact me and asked me to review the application and the site plans. He did so last week. He is obviously not in attendance today, so I presume that he had no further issue with the application.
Thank you, Michelle. Now, Michelle, are you the zoning officer for this particular project?
I am not.
You're not. And who is the zoning officer?
That would be Joseph Neidert from Craft Code Services, who unfortunately is on vacation this week and unable to attend today's hearing. However, he did prepare the notice that Mr. Rothermel read at the beginning of the hearing dated July 2nd of 2021 that summarizes the application and the relief requested. He also provided an affidavit dated July 9th of 2021 summarizing what he did regarding this application.
And have you had the opportunity to look at his reports?
Yes,
Do you believe that his report is accurate based upon your experience as a zoning officer?
I do.
In your capacity as the former zoning officer, do you have any comments or thoughts about this particular project?
I do not.
Thank you very much, Michelle.
Well, with that done, if you'll excuse us, we'll see if we could reach a conclusion. So we'll recess the meeting.
All right, thank you.
Just make sure I'm going the whole way out.
Sorry, that's okay.
I'm going to call the meeting of the Wyomissing Zoning Hearing Board back to order. Is there a motion?
Yes, I move that we grant the request of Daniel Corsi, Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Corsi, for a variance from section 404 area yard and regulations for the property located at 1337 Reading Avenue, subject to the conditions we place on the record by our system.
And there are standard conditions. Basically, those conditions are you comply with all testimony provided today, comply with all laws, rules, and regulations related to the construction of your project. You obtain and pay for all permits that are needed for the project, and you commence construction from 1 year to date of the written decision.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. You may go ahead and
Thank you so
build,
much.
build
Appreciate
your
it.
shed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our kids, thank you. We have no sun cover back there, approval, but thank you.
Good luck.
And just for the record, it's Kenneth Cavorsi, not Daniel Cavorsi, just to make sure.
Okay, yes, so if you can just change that.
Oh, okay.
Just to make sure for your record.
I didn't read it.
It's, can you repeat that? It's
Kenneth.
What?
Yeah, we don't want to have it on the record that there was an incorrect.
I didn't know so.
Me, just in case.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
If you're in the rate,
Thank you.
if you didn't sell my name to my sure so we can get
I'm like, it was right in the public notice, which is all
Okay,
I'm concerned about.
okay, great. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you, good luck.
Quite welcome,
Bye.
thank you.
Thanks.
You were well prepared.
See you then.
Thank you.
And if you ever
We're
decide
done?
to pull a trick on me, by putting someone else.
I see.
I'll get in trouble.
Don't forget it.